G'day everybody and welcome to the iDrewby Gamescast live. And tonight I want to go through some of my most anticipated games of 2026. Last couple of days we've had some really great game announcements and I've put together quite a big list on my Steam Wishlist. Just really excited about a lot of these and I kind of just want to talk about them, just geek out about them and tell you why I'm so excited by quite a lot of them. Now, obviously, since we are going through this wish list on Steam, Nintendo and PlayStation exclusives won't be on it. But let's just say I'm very excited about Pokopia, very excited about Wolverine coming from Insomniac later this year. So, don't fear if you're a big fan of those games. I will. I reckon I'll go to my Switch eShop wish list after this too, but. This covers most of the third-party stuff that I'm looking forward to playing. And I always find like Steam, they've got by far the wish list, like best wish list. On the eShop, it's very much just, you can't really order it how you want to. I did try on the Switch 2 eShop and the PlayStation one as well. I'm not playing as much on PlayStation anymore. I am mainly focused on Steam when it comes to, third-party games. So this is by far the easiest place for me to do it. And so without further ado, let's jump into it. And the first game I really want to touch on, my most anticipated game, I guess we're going to do it in, reverse order to a typical list on YouTube or podcasting, where we are going from my most anticipated all the way down to, my least anticipated. But, this is just the order that it's in. So I want to get to the best to start off. But number one, by far my most excited game that I'm really looking forward to is Forza Horizon 6. And Forza Horizon has been a favorite franchise of mine since Forza Horizon 2. It's pretty much why I bought my Xbox One. I picked up my Xbox One with Master Chief Collection, Tomb Raider, and Forza Horizon 2. And I quickly fell in love with that game. It was just so much fun. The open world, the cars, the arcadey racing, all of the different things you can do in the world. It's checkpoints, check boxes. You can just, do different races. You can just hit point signs. There's just so much to do in that open world. And as it went on to Forza Horizon 3 in Australia, it got better and better. Just with... I think 3 brought probably the biggest jump purely because in Forza Horizon 2, basically you're always driving around earning XP and then those XP gets put into skill points and you can use those skill points to unlock certain features for either particular cars or your overall just profile. So that gives you ability for you're always going to earn double points or you're always going to have, access to faster cars and all that type of thing. But in Forza Horizon 3, it allowed it so it never had a cap. So eventually in Forza Horizon 2, you wouldn't be able to put those skill points towards anything. But eventually it got done in a way where you're always able to invest your skill points and you never really have an end. And it's very addictive in that way, just how it gamifies literally just driving. You're always earning XP and the series has just been amazing ever since. So the only one I haven't played is Forza Horizon 1. And I got a cheap copy on the Xbox 360. So I'm going to play that on Series X eventually. Probably before it comes out on May 19th for Horizon 6. But Horizon 6, really excited for this. Based in Japan, which is going to be fantastic. Obviously, us gamers, we love Japan. So this is going to be a lot of fun to go back to and experience Japan in this racing game. And there's it showed off a fair few features in the recent Xbox Direct, and nothing really grabbed my eye as far as new features. There's a big feature as far as base building goes. You're able to build your own base on this big flat segment of land, and I'm not really into that necessarily. I would be keen to go and visit other people's, see what they've done. Have they set up this awesome thing where you can do jumps and got their own track set up? That's what I'm kind of interested in, but who knows, I might have a quiet night or two where I'm sitting down with the features and building my own things. I don't know, but I think they've done similar things in Forza Horizon 5 where, there's all these mini games you can play with your friends, but I never really got into it. For me, it's just pick up, play. I've never really done the multiplayer side of things, but yeah, if I could have like a crew of people to drive across the country with and do the car meetups and all that type of thing, I reckon it could be a lot of fun. But regardless, really excited for this. And I won't be making the mistake that I did, I guess, on Xbox, where with Game Pass, starting with Forza Horizon 4, available on Game Pass. I'm like, brilliant. What a steal. It's a very expensive game. On Steam right now, it's showing $110. I'm such a big fan of this. I want the premium edition. I want the 2 expansions coming out later on, because the expansions for the Horizon series are always fantastic. So I'll be getting the premium edition. That's like $190, guys. So very expensive, but yeah, I'll be buying this on Steam purely because with 4, like I was saying, it was on Game Pass, and then how this series works with the licenses, they just delist it basically when the new one comes out. And that is really annoying because I no longer have access to Forza Horizon 4 at all. I bought 3 because that was before Game Pass was around. I bought 2, but I didn't buy 4, and I missed the opportunity to pick it up before it got delisted. So yeah, I've kind of only got access to it if I want to go and get a copy on Xbox, but I'm not really a Xbox player anymore because of the last year of how they've treated their customers. But I am more than happy to, I guess, buy a few of their games, just not on their platform anymore. So yeah, Forza Horizon 6, man, I cannot wait for it. I am so stoked. Give it to me right now. And May 19th isn't too far away in the scheme of things, considering we've just got the release date at the Direct. So yeah, can't wait for this. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Number 2, as far as my most anticipated games goes, on my Steam wishlist, is a Life is Strange reunion. And I'm a massive Life is Strange fan. The original one 11 years ago was one of the, I guess, most memorable gaming experiences I've ever had. Just in the choices that you make, some of them are just so heartbreaking, and even with your power that you have as Max, being able to rewind time, still not being able to make the positive change you want to make, even though you've got, so much control and you do have second chances. There are some things that just can't work out the way you want them to. And it was a really eye-opening experience, just that, life isn't always black and white. It's not always through the lens that your eyes perceive them as. So it was a really, really memorable experience. And I never got around to Life is Strange 2 or True Colors. I am going to fix that in the lead up to this game. This game's coming at the end of March on the 27th. So I would like to play those 2 games, even though the stories aren't interwoven into Max and Chloe's story. But, Max Crawford, she came back a year and a half ago at this point, or basically a year ago, with Double Exposure. And that was like Max coming back to the series, and you got the play as her. And that game in the Life is Strange community is really looked down upon. And it's, I loved it. I actually really loved it. There were some excellent parts of that game, but yeah, there was some writing decisions where I'm like, man, professional writers really wrote this. And for the most part, until towards the end, it was a really solid game, and it could have gone in a lot of directions, and they kind of picked a weird direction to leave it in, and they didn't end it all that satisfying, especially when you're comparing it to the first Life is Strange, where there is a massive decision you make at the end of that game, and it sticks with the people that play this, where it's like, man, what did you choose? Did you just decide to do this? Did you just decide to do that? And, yeah, and it just, Double Exposure definitely didn't have that ending impact. But for me, I loved, Max as a character. I loved being able to go back and see how she's grown since the original game. And with Reunion, Chloe is coming back, and it feels a little bit forced, especially if you know what happened to Double Exposure. Basically, Deck 9, a lot of the people for that game got laid off, didn't sell very well, and it seems like a second game in the contract with Square Enix was already on the cards. So, fingers crossed this isn't just a game that is there just because of contractual reasons. And I don't know, but there is that worry. And just the fact that the other game sold so bad, is it just a cash grab? Bring Chloe back for that reason? Because it seems like she could have just easily, it's in the past for Max and she moves on. But I guess not. We'll see how they ride her back in and how the game goes. I'm very intrigued to do it. And as somebody who enjoyed Double Exposure for what it was my fourth favorite game of 2024. So I do actually rank it very highly. I really enjoyed it. So yes, I'm very much looking forward to this. $60, it's relatively cheap as well. $60 on Steam. I'm getting a $70 physical copy on PlayStation. So yeah, I want to have that Life is Strange all summed up in the one place that I played it pretty much, and get those physical copies of one of my favorite games. Hopefully it lives up. Hopefully I don't look at it on my shelf and just be like, oh, just look at it with sorrow. At least I can sell it if I get a physical copy and I don't have to look at it. Because if you buy it on Steam or, I was going to say Switch, it's not on Switch unfortunately, but if I look at it, if I get it there, I'll maybe I'll delete it. Get it away from my library. Number 3, now this is another one which feels a little bit risky, but I am very excited for it, and it's because it's from one of my favorite developers, and that's Beast of Reincarnation from Game Freak. And we saw this game a couple of years ago. We saw it, well, I guess we saw it as like when they announced it was just like a screenshot or one or two screenshots. And originally Private Divisions was publishing this game, and Private Division went under, and obviously they got a brand new publisher. It's called Fractions, I think. So I'm just very intrigued to see Game Freak, a brand new IP, and a game that looks a lot more AAA than what we're used to from Pokemon. And obviously I'm a massive Game Freak fan because of the Pokemon series, and I am just so interested to see what Game Freak are capable of when they're not tied to such a strict schedule to get Pokemon games out. And I can imagine for a lot of people at Game Freak, they're in the machine. Pokemon's got to be out. They've got a 3-year development cycle for all of their Pokemon games. They've got to try and have one out a year. They're very much just at the mercy of like, all right, we need the cards out. We need all the action figures out. We need the plushes out. That's what makes most of Pokemon's money. So, the characters need to be updated, and the games are at the forefront of that. That's where the characters and all the new stuff comes from that everything else is based on. So it seems like this is Game Freak's attempt to really get themselves out of that mold. When they talk about it, they talk about this as like Game Freak's next new big IP. And it seems like they're really putting everything into it. And I just, as a fan of that studio, they've brought me so much happiness over my life. I got into gaming because of Pokemon. I'm sitting here right now talking about video games at 10 o'clock in my free time because of Pokemon. Like, they really have brought a lot to me, and they've also brought a lot of frustration out of that love as well over the last few years. Just Scarlet and Violet really did just put a dampen on my just love for the series. So I do hope that this proves that Game Freak, they aren't the studio that aren't capable of this type of game. It is very much them just having to bow the knee or bend the knee to Pokemon's just quick turnaround. So we'll see. And I am just excited for the game as well. Just reading here from Steam, in a post-apocalyptic Japan, humanity's last hope may rest with Emma and her loyal canine companion Ku. Explore what it means to be human in Beast of Reincarnation, an expansive one-person, one-dog action RPG built around demanding technical combat, what awaits at Journey's End. And I mean, take the Game Freak out of it. I'm not a Souls fan. It's got the tag Souls-like here on Steam. I'm not a Souls-like fan. Now, I did really enjoy... why do I forget its name? Stellar Blade. I enjoyed Stellar Blade a lot a couple of years ago. That was my second favorite game from 2024. And that was a Souls-like game in the way that, yes, you save at campfires. When you save, the enemies come back. It's got difficult gameplay, very reliant on parrying. But I enjoyed it. I had it on like an easier mode, so I got through it. And I loved like the flashy nature of that game. The combat was really cool because I'm all about these action games like Devil May Cry and games like that. But when it comes to like, all right, you've got to beat your head into the wall for a couple of hours until you beat this boss. I'm not really about that at this point in my life. Usually I sit down about now to play some games. It's late. I'm not really turned on as far as just my really learning and being skillful. I want to kind of like take in a story and relax for the most part. So that's where I am. So looking at this, I'm not super excited for the Souls-like, but yeah, just everything that the game has to offer. I love like just the whole vibe the game's going on, like the beasts as well, sort of fused with plants. It's really quite neat. So I'm excited for it on a couple of fronts there. Mixtape. Now, Mixtape is another game that I'm really excited for. A few years ago, the developer Beethoven and Dinosaur released The Artful Escape. And The Artful Escape quickly became one of my favorite video games of all time. And that game was about a young boy from a small town who was sort of stuck in his uncle's sort of, I guess, legacy. He was a famous musician and he was sort of stuck trying to live up to that, I guess, I forgot what, it was like he was like a real famous folk musician. And he was sort of stuck in the past with his uncle, trying to live up to his legacy. And the whole game was about sort of gaining his confidence, getting his own identity, paving his own way. And I found that just super relatable. On top of the art style that was gorgeous, amazing music, and just a really awesome storytelling, cinematic platformer. One of my favorite genres. So the next game, Mixtape. I'm all about it, just straight off the bat. I said that I'm a Life is Strange fan. And it gives kind of those vibes. It's gone for like more of a 3D type game. And the description here is on their last night together, 3 friends embark on one final adventure. Play through a mixtape of memories set to the soundtrack of a generation. And I'm just all about like, yeah, these nostalgic teen stories. And to get it from these guys, I'm just really excited for it. And just the fact that Annapurna Interactive, they're publishing it, that's always a good sign. I tend to jive with a lot of their games, and it helps as well that they're an Australian developer. So I can't wait for it. Hopefully it comes out this year. No date yet, but we'll see where it takes us. Number 5 on my list is Coffee Talk Tokyo and Coffee Talk 1 and 2. I love them so much. Just, you play a bartender, you're making coffees in this quiet Seattle cafe. And the whole world is based on fantasy. So you got like these different humanoid creatures coming in and, you're hearing their stories and, they come in and you sort of hear their stories and you can also see them interact with one another. And the gameplay is basically you making the right coffee, and then that basically affects, their dialogue, and how much they open up to you because of like, I guess, how much you actually listen to them. And I really jived with it. I played it, late at night. The kids are gone to bed. I lit a scented candle, put on the headphones, and I just sat and sort of had this chill music with this like nice Seattle rain in the background, just reading the dialogue of these characters and making coffees. I've just found it super relaxing. It was really nice. So I talked about not really wanting to play Souls-like games at like late at night. And, you know, this is the era of games that I'm sort of really jiving with right now. Just, there's no real lose condition. You know, it might not impress the person that you're talking to, but yeah, it was just really nice. So I remember saying, like, after I played the second one, I'm like, I could have one of these every year. Give me a coffee talk Tokyo. Give me a coffee talk London. Give me coffee talk anywhere. So I'm really jazzed for this. This is the first one based out of Seattle. So it'd be interesting to see, you know, I guess a completely new landscape, new characters, see how the lore changes as it's like the other side of the world. And yeah, I can't wait for it. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's been delayed a couple of times. It's coming now out at May 21st. So a little bit of a wait for that one, but that's okay. Give it to us when it's good. Next up, we got Fable, and Fable is a game I've been looking forward to for a very long time. I'd call myself a fan of like the original game. I never played it through to completion, but I had a pirated copy on my laptop, and I remember playing through a decent amount of the game at really bad frame rate. And I watched a lot of my friends play it as well. I talk about a lot of the choices that you make and seeing like obviously the complete different ends of the spectrum, how you can play as both good and evil and how that reflects on your characters. And now, you know, at age 30, I know that I'm like, I would love to have another Fable game. And of course, Playground Games, one of my favorite developers of all time, honestly, with Forza Horizon. The fact that they're handling it, as soon as that was announced all those years ago, I was very confident this game is going to turn out to be good. Like, I know that they've only done open world racing games, but I have a lot of faith that they can do a fantastic open world just RPG as well. And looking at the direct that was aired a couple of days ago, this game is going to be really, really open, robust. All the different systems that are going on with all of the villagers having their own lives. You're able to marry, divorce, have kids, all of this different stuff, and all the choices you can make on different side quests and main quests. How it showed like you can either kill the giant or let the giant live, and all of the negative and positive impacts that will have in the overworld of the story, with either the giant just being dead or I guess running amok, squashing houses and crops and whatever. But obviously you're not a big bad man for just killing him. So really looking forward to this one. Playground Games really do have the possibility this year to solidify themselves as one of the best devs in the industry. If they pull this off, as well as the most popular racing game of all time, I don't know if of all time, but definitely right now, because there are none. Like, there aren't really any popular racing games, which really annoys me. I would be all about like a Need for Speed and Burnouts and all of these amazing games come out, but it seems like racing isn't really the in thing at the moment, unfortunately. But yeah, Fable, man, whew, really looking forward to it. Hopefully it doesn't get delayed. It's only got an autumn American release, I think. Something like that. Towards the end of the year anyway. Number 7, Planet of Lana 2. And Planet of Lana 1, I played it on Game Pass, played it in one sitting on my ROG Ally. And this was a very, very special game. Just an amazing, just cinematic puzzle platformer. With a beautiful art style and a soundtrack that just impressed me to no end. In the middle of the game, there was a song that plays, and sort of as like, you know, the landscapes just I'm getting choked up just thinking about it, but just as like you're running across the landscape and how the music hits you, it was just amazing. And that was my most played song on Apple Music that year. A song called Horizons, if you want to go and check it out, from Planet of Lana. Just a beautiful, beautiful song, and it hit me in such an emotional way. So, in progressing through the story as you're trying to save, your best friend from your village, and like the gameplay as well, you have like your little companion. I forgot what the name is, but it says here in the description of the second one, Mewy, it's like a little cat-like thing. Probably not quite a cat, but it's like no, that's a cat. Yeah, it's a cat. So many weird creatures in this. It's like it's probably not a cat, but it looks like a cat. So man, I need to play this day one. I think it is coming to Xbox Game Pass. I might buy it or I might play it on Game Pass. It's one of those things where I don't need to own it forever, but man, this developer Wishfully needs to be supported. It is just an absolute tremendous game. So yeah, I can't wait for it. I guess my only hopes for it is like the first one was probably like 4 hours long. I think that's a great spot for these types of games where it is puzzle platforming, telling you a story. I don't need it to be double the length of that. I think it'll be perfect, like a nice meaty one session, like 4 to 5 hours would be absolutely perfect for this. So yeah, man, can't wait for Planet of Lana. No release date for that one. Number 8, 007 First Light, and I'm a big 007 fan, and we haven't really had a good 007 for a long time. A lot of people might even argue like GoldenEye, but there's been okay ones in the past. But as far as like a AAA blockbuster one that you could actually put next to the movies, we've never had one like that. So the idea of IO Interactive taking on this franchise after Hitman, just what a perfect melding of developer and IP. How like I really do hope this game has a linear sort of story like Uncharted, or maybe even like The Last of Us, like a little bit wider. I do want that sort of cinematic storytelling. But of course, those open areas, those missions, targets as you're progressing through the game, obviously we'll want that because of the lineage IO Interactive have with Hitman. So yeah, I'm just really quite excited to have another James Bond story. It's been a long time since the last James Bond movie. So I'm quite excited for First Light. And I'll probably play this on PlayStation 5. Just like the PC requirements, I think they're through the roof. The game is also coming to Switch too, but this is the type of thing where like I want it on the TV. I want it 4K, 6. I just want it as good as it can be. And I don't feel like my PC's fine. I got no idea like what my PC would do with like brand new releases, and I don't really want to have to mess around with it. Like I've got a 3070 Ti in it. It's a couple of years old, so I don't know what the performance of that would be. But I'd rather just not worry about it. Like I'm quite happy to play things on PC that aren't cutting edge, just so they just work. But we'll find out. Number 9 is a game called Dear and Boy, and I honestly don't really know too much about this game. This game was at the Game Awards not last year, but the year before, and the trailer really caught my eye, and it seemed like a game very similar to Planet of Lana. It's an adventure platformer with like, I guess very rich in story, and kind of that cinematic. Just reading from the tags here on Steam. So let's read the description. Let's see what it's all about. In this poetic cinematic platformer, a runaway boy meets a fawn. As their bond grows, so do their abilities and the emotional weight of their journey. Where silence speaks louder than words. So yeah, it just I know nothing about it. It's coming out just 2026, no release date, but I am very excited to play it. I'm glad that it got added to the wish list straight away, because I would have forgotten about it unless it comes out to amazing reviews and it comes back onto my radar. I can't wait to play this game. It's going to be fantastic. So yeah, this is definitely a day one when it comes out, unless I'm busy. But it just looks absolutely gorgeous. So I can't wait for that one. Number 10, Dragon Quest VII Reimagined. And I've never played through a whole Dragon Quest game before. I dabbled a little bit with the Dragon Quest 11 demo. I enjoyed it, but just being such a massive game, it, a little bit daunting, never got through it. So yeah, I've got no experience with Dragon Quest, but I've always got the intention to, because I really like JRPGs, and this one being one of the OGs, I've always wanted to give one a go. Whether it was one of the remakes on DS, 3DS, or 11, definitely always wanted to play through one. So looking at this one being a reimagined version of one of the classics, and I really like the way this game looks. Just absolutely gorgeous, especially in the battles. They're not made of clay. They don't have that aesthetic, but they almost do in especially the battle scenes. And they got a little bit of a chibi look as well, but not quite. It kind of looks like, the PlayStation 1 version or the 3DS version, just upscaled to 4K and all of the goodness that comes with being on modern platforms. So, man, this game looks really cool. I don't know how much I can really dedicate to it, because from my understanding, 7 is an extremely long game, and it seems like with the reimagined version that they have taken some of the fluff out, so it will be a shorter game potentially, but it's going to be still at least probably 50 to 70 hours, I would assume. It's going to be a long game, but I'd like to play it next month. Comes out on the 5th, so I'll be hopefully playing it on Switch 2. We'll see where we are in a couple of weeks, what I'm playing. I'm currently playing Final Fantasy VII Remake on Switch 2. So we'll see where we are with that game. But yeah, I'm very intrigued to give this a go. I'll at least try the demo. There's a demo out on all platforms, so I've got it downloaded on Switch 2. So we'll give that a go. But they're looking forward to it. Number 11 is a game called Screamer, and this got brought to my attention from the Kind of Funny Gamescast. Blessing brought it up, and this year I've become a massive fan of racing games, and I've always been a huge racing game fan, but after playing a game called Old School Rally, and I put 32 hours into it to get all of the achievements, I thought to myself, I really need a racing game just on the go all the time. Just something to easily jump into, do a couple of races, whether it's a GP Cup or part of the story, or earn some money to buy cars, just whatever it is. They're just great pick up and play games on the Switch 2 or my Legion Go 2. So I need more in my life, and there aren't all that many new ones coming out, but this one looks fantastic. Just reading from the description, a high-octane action and anime aesthetics collide in this arcade racing game, featuring fighting mechanics and a storyline that hits hard. In this world, some race for glory, while others seek power for revenge. Every race is a fight, and every battle is personal. So that sounds really cool. So the gameplay looks really cool, just classic arcade racer. Seems like it's got a pretty interesting drift mechanic. But in here as well, just looking at the story trailer, it also has it looks anime, just over the top. And if they can deliver a fun anime to watch in between a really addictive racing game, I am all about it. I'm all about it. So I can't wait for this. The only thing that puts me off is I just look at the price, $90. And I'm oh, I don't really... I don't want to take the risk. I don't know. Is this going to be $90 fun, or is the story going to be $90 good? So a little bit expensive just for me to, it's an unknown. It's an unknown developer. Milestone SRL are making the game. So I don't know who you are. And is it going to be that good? Maybe this will be something that will be left on my wish list until a summer sale later in the year. But for sure, this game looks sick. And it's been a long time as well since I've played a racing game that has Nitro's boost in it as well. The Need for Speed games, they're always so different to Forza Horizon, for example, because it's all about building up that NOS bar and being able to just accelerate on the straights and the interplay between like the drifting, building that up and everything. Whereas like, Forza Horizon, which is what I've been playing for like the last 10 years, because there hasn't really been any new Need for Speed games apart from the Unbound, which had NOS in it, didn't it? Yeah. I didn't play a whole lot of that one. It was pretty good though. I need to go back to that. I got a copy on PS5. So yeah, I hope this is good. And if it's if it's fun, getting good reviews, people like it, it also might be one of those ones where I'll wait for $10 or $20 to be clipped off of it. Number 12 is Trails in the Sky second chapter. And this one's probably as low down here just because I still need to finish Trails in the Sky first chapter. And these are remakes of games that came out in the early 2000s. The first games in the Hero series, and I've always wanted to get into it, but I want to start at the beginning. And to start at the beginning, I had to play these old games, and I couldn't really bring myself to play an older game. Especially with all these newer games coming out, I'm trying to keep up with newer games on Switch 2 and stuff. So yeah, it was just hard to find yourself to go back to it. So I'm like, when I found out they were remaking the original game, I'm like, fantastic. And last year I didn't have the ghoul to play all that long. So yeah, I need to play that. So if I imagine if I played the first game, this would be a fair bit more up my ladder. But I'm not clicking on the description here purely because there's spoilers for the first game as far as the description and everything goes. So yeah, we'll see if I even get to this game. I got to finish another very long game to get to this one, but it's on the wish list. Number 13, High on Life 2. And I really enjoyed the first High on Life. I played it on Game Pass, and I'm glad that this one is indeed on Game Pass as well. Because I love the first High on Life. It's really funny. The first person shooting was good enough. It wasn't amazing. It wasn't like playing Call of Duty or something like that. But I loved just the amount of character and the personality that's in this game. Just the fact that all of the weapons have their own dialogue, and it's a really clever idea of utilizing first person shooter mechanics, because when you're holding your weapon, you're literally just seeing the face of this alien species that's a weapon. So it's always talking back to you, and I found it a lot of fun. I hear a lot of people just poo-pooing a lot of these games because they're tired of being talked to all the time. I quite like games where characters are always talking to you. Don't know, I find it a lot of fun, especially when in the High on Life it was very quippy, very funny. And I liked where the story ended in High on Life too. High on Life as well. So yeah, the fact that this is on Game Pass, I'm like, yeah, absolutely. 14th of February, a few weeks from now, absolutely. I'll give it a download. I'll play it on the Legion Go, and I'm going to really enjoy it, I dare say. Hopefully it's good. But yeah, if it wasn't on Game Pass, but not at full price. I'm just trying to save money a bit more this year, not buy games straight away. So this would be one that would stay in the wish list. But yeah, I'm certainly excited for it. That'll be a day one or a week one buy for me, because I have Game Pass at the moment because I got the Legion Go 2 and I got 3 or 4 months free Game Pass with it, which is pretty good. Why not? Next up, and now we're getting to 14. So we're getting to games where I'm looking forward to them, but I don't know a whole lot about them, and we'll see. We'll see how this goes. So yeah, number 14, Tomb Raider: Legacy of Atlantis, and I really like Tomb Raider. I haven't had a whole lot of experience with the games. I do have the collections. I would like to go back and play the PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 games. And I really enjoyed the reboot series. I really enjoyed the original rebooted Tomb Raider. But Rise of the Tomb Raider, I did fall off of it. I'm going to go back to it potentially this year and see if I want to play some more. See if I can actually finish the game and because of that, I didn't actually play Shadow of the Tomb Raider. So I would like to play all 3 of those games. I really do like Lara in those titles. I like her, the character. I like that she's like a more grounded character than compared to the original games, where, you know, as we can see in this, she is, you know, fighting dinosaurs and all of that again, which is pretty cool. But yeah, it's just like a reimagined version of the first Tomb Raider. So good chance to get into the vibe with brand new mechanics and everything. So I'm all about it. So just want to find out more, and if it's actually coming out this year and get a release date, all of that. But yeah, very excited to see more. There are some sections of the game where, you know, Lara, she looks like really impressive, just, you know, with the Unreal Engine 5, just really showcasing lighting, looks fantastic. But then there's also some other sort of screens and moments in the game where looks a little bit like generic. I don't know, there's just something about it that sometimes looks a little bit like it could be any game, which don't know how I feel about that. But yeah, I'd love to see this game in action a little bit more, and going back to like classic Lara Croft as well, where, like, you know, they're obviously showcasing, like, you know, the short shorts and all of that they were doing in the original game compared to the Survivor trilogy. So yeah, we'll see how that all goes. Number 15, Mina the Hollower. Been waiting for this game for a long time. Yacht Club Games. Man, been a long time since Hollow Knight, and it'd be cool just to see another game from them. There was an article from Jason Schreier late last year, basically outlining that this studio or this game's been in a little bit of development hell, and that, like, the producer of the game, he was somebody who was, I guess, I think they were like an apprentice or something. Like, they were pretty low down, and this was like his game, and it got taken away, and somebody else is producing the game, and it's all hands on deck for this game. So interesting sort of development hell for this, considering Shovel Knight was such a... Did I say Hollow Knight before? I hope I didn't. Shovel Knight. But yeah, Shovel Knight, just such a massive success, and them having to stick to their plans for DLC. Yeah, kind of, I would have liked to see just a lot more sequels and that come out by themselves rather than just a DLC. But yeah, Man of the Hollow, it's going to be really cool. Kind of a top-down Zelda-like game with that Game Boy Color art style. I'm absolutely sucker for games like that. Like Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy, just that type of pixel art, man. Whew. And obviously big Zelda fan, top-down Zelda fan. So this is just really up my alley, so can't wait for it. But yeah, no release date. It probably should be coming out soon. It got delayed from late last year, so, like, you know, in the first quarter, like before March sometime, should be pretty confident in saying that, but at the same time, not really. Number 16, Saint Slayer Spear of Sacrilege. And this was brought to my attention because I'm a big fan of Last Stand Media, and Colin Moriarty is the writer of this game, and his company is also doing this game. So I quite enjoy their games. They do very much just like NES style games, and this is a game that really blends Castlevania in with some other NES 8-bit games. So yeah, I'm quite intrigued by it. It looks like a lot of fun, and like I said, I played their games before, and I always have a lot of fun, and it's good to this would be nice just to have amongst some of these other bigger games as well. Might be a game that takes a sitting, and might be a fun achievement hunt as well. So yeah, nothing too serious, but yeah, I love like these retro throwbacks. I like mixing them in with actual retro games and modern games and everything, so it'll be great. So yeah, this will be like a day one, week one purchase for sure, because they're usually pretty cheap. I think they're about $15 Australian, $10 US, the price their game's at. So yeah, nice, easy purchase. Number 17, I don't really know too much about this one, but it's on the wish list purely because it has a Switch 2 version, and I'm very intrigued just to see how Capcom bring it to Switch, and that's Pragmata. And it's a bit of a different take for this one because it's just reading from the description here, it's a science fiction action adventure with its own unique hacking twist. So it shows like you've got this little girl on your back who's like an AI basically, and there are some situations where you've got to do like a quick little hacking puzzle in amongst the third person shooting. So there is a demo for it. I need to give that a go. There is a demo on Steam. There isn't one on Switch 2. It'll be interesting just to see how it runs on Switch 2, but it does have a demo here. I am just intrigued to see if it's something I want to play. And yeah, I'm just very impressed by Capcom's support of Switch 2. Just obviously with the Resident Evil games, Pragmata, going to be talking about Monster Hunter Stories 3 later as well. Just plenty of excellent games coming to Switch 2. I mean, just in general for Capcom, like, it looks absolutely fantastic. So, yeah, good for them. We'll see how it goes. Brand new IP, I'm just intrigued. I'd like the kind of support, just a brand new IP. But, yeah, coming out the 24th of April. Got a little bit time to think about it. Next up at 18, this was something that I saw at PAX. And as I was cleaning up my wish list, going through, because I liked a lot of stuff, and I've had games on my wish list for like 4 years that I've seen at PAX. Like, all right, you're not coming out, or am I actually going to put my money down and play you when the time comes when you release? Like, no. So I got rid of a fair bit of stuff, but I looked at this one called Trivia Deal. And when I first saw this, I'm like, this would actually be kind of a good thing just to stretch my brain a little bit, you know, when I've got like half an hour before bed or something. So, reading from the description, Trivia Deal is the world's first trivia roguelike. Answer fast, play smart, use lifelines, swap cards and relics to survive the Rainbow Reaper. Each run is unforgiving. One wrong answer can end it all. High stakes strategy with random questions, categories, and rewards that keep every run fresh. So, I think that's really cool. Like, the idea of a roguelike being tied in with trivia could be really fun. I can just sit down with a handheld and do trivia and see how far you can get. I think that is really awesome. Like, that is really cool. Like, and if there's something that I want to improve my knowledge on, like, for example, geology or geography, or, you know, something that, you know, I haven't done geography in a long time. I haven't learned new facts about different countries and all of that since school. I was really into that at school, but it's been a long time. So I can choose that category and kind of try and improve my own personal knowledge on certain categories. So yeah, I look at this. I just think it's a brilliant idea, just from, you know, people obviously love trivia and roguelikes, and to bring it together in a game is going to be just a really brilliant idea. So absolutely, really looking forward to this one, and seeing how you can go. Like, I don't know if there'll be rewards, like permanent rewards, like in, for example, Hades, where you can level up your stats and unlock different weapons and things like that. It'll be kind of cool to have like a current, I don't know what else they can do, but the idea of just a digital trivia game with roguelike elements, absolutely fantastic, brilliant idea. I hope that the developers can bring it together. Fluent Pixel is the developer and publisher, so I'm definitely keeping an eye on this, and this is one that survived my PAX deletion on my wish list. Number 19 is Demon Tides, and this is like a 3D platformer. I forgot the name of the original. What was the original game called? I didn't really play too much of, like, I did buy it. It's called Demon something. Just click on. But I've been following the developer Fabres for a little while now. Demon Turf, that's right, Demon Turf. And Demon Turf, it really caught my eye because it's like a sort of a 2D pixelated character in a 3D environment, whereas the new one, Demon Tides, everything is 3D. So, you know, the characters are 3D, and it's got a really interesting traversal system, how you're able to jump and wall jump and do all of these cool moves. And seeing speed runs of levels in like Demon Turf was really, really interesting. So this is on the wish list. What's the description here? So race across open oceans and uncover a kingdom's dark secrets. impressingly platform your way across dozens of locales, upgrading your gear and modifying your move set every step of the way. So yeah, it seems interesting to me. I really don't know too much about it, but yeah, Fabres, I followed him since his indie release on Switch, like very close to launch in 2017. I'm used to saying 20. With Slime Sand, and Slime Sand was a really cool, just 2D platformer, just really kind of cool pixel art style, black and white, apart from some of the things on stage, as well as your character. You play as like a little slime ball, and it was really cool. It was the game that I discovered that the Switch Pro controller's D-pad really sucks. I've got just very vivid memories of trying to move in that game, and he's like moving the opposite way. I'm like, what is going on? I'm like, this D-pad, what is going on with this goddamn D-pad? So yeah, Demon Tides, I would like to give it a go. Next up at number 20, and this would be further up the list, but I know that I've got a few JRPGs that I want to play, and this would be another long one. So it is further down the list, but it looks amazing. When I saw it in the Nintendo Direct last year, I'm like, whew, what a step up for this series. And that's Monster Hunter Stories Twisted Reflection. It comes at the 13th of March, so I got a little bit of time. But man, like the anime art style, the graphics look incredible in this. Like they really do. And like I didn't really play much of 2, because when I got to like the second town, the performance on Switch was unplayable. Like that was my first experience on Switch where I'm like, man, this isn't good enough. And if I could have refunded the game on Switch, I would have. God forbid you could. But yeah, this game looks incredible, man. What a step up. And seeing the main character, how he's like aged up into like an adult, and the monsters and everything, it looks incredible. So I hope that I can sort of just jump into this one and play it, because it looks incredible. Like this is like one of those examples when I look at Pokemon, I'm like, man, why's Monster Hunter Stories look this good? Such like a niche game compared to Pokemon, especially because it is about collecting monsters as well. Like it is a good parallel to Pokemon. But just reading here, just so I get an understanding of more of what the game is about. So the third entry in the Monster Hunter Stories RPG series is here. Twin Rathalos, born in a twist of fate. Monster Hunter's Stories is an RPG set in the Monster Hunter world, where you become a rider, raising and bonding with your favorite monsters. There you go. So yeah, that's definitely on the list. It's another one of those things where it's like, well, yeah, we'll just see. It'll be on the list for when I'm ready for it, or if it goes on a big discount. But I can imagine in March, like if I want to finish Final Fantasy VII Remake, if I get to Dragon Quest, I'm doing High on Life. By this time, Pokopia will be out. Like, you know, obviously we're going through a lot of games on this wish list. I won't play them all when they come out, and some will be deleted because I'll look at it and be too overwhelmed. But for now, it's fine. It's fine. We just look at games and talk about games that look pretty cool. 21. 20, it's actually a little bit high. Let me move this. So I've got Resident Evil Requiem here. I'm not a Resident Evil fan. I want to get more into it, but it's not above some of these. Put it down. All right, so now at 21, we've got Mouse PI for Hire. And I remember seeing like a clip of this game on social media a few years ago. It's got like that classic Disney Mickey Mouse art style, similar to Cuphead, but in black and white. And it's a first-person shooter. And I really didn't know too much about this game, just purely because, like, is it just a linear run-and-gun game? But it seems like no, it's got a little bit more to it. So once again, I'll read from Steam, so I get an understanding of it, what it's about as well. So join private investigator Jack Pepper on a guns-blazing, jazz-fueled adventure in Mouse PI for Hire. Mouse combines the charm of hand-drawn rubber horse animation hose animation, inspired by the classic cartoons of the 1930s with adrenaline and action of an explosive first-person shooter. So yeah, sounds good to me. Like, yeah, maybe it will just be like bang, 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 bang. But I think it showed like missions and all of that type of thing you could do in it too. Kind of a bit more RPG. But I don't know. I'm talking out my bum a little bit there, but yeah, it looks great. That's definitely on the wish list. Do we have a price for it yet? No, March 19th. Yeah, no price yet. That's all right. Number 22. I hope this is good. Avatar Legends, the fighting game. So really big Avatar: The Last Airbender fan. Loved it when I was a kid. Korra, that series was absolutely amazing. So the idea of like an actual like animated fighting game, man, I hope it's good, because yeah, I would love just to sit down with a fight stick and play this type of thing. And just judging by the way the game looks, just how it's animated, it looks fantastic. So I hope it turns out well. It's another one of those things where it's like, yeah, depends how it's priced and how well it's received. That'll make me pick it up. But yeah, I can imagine as well, like, who knows if it will be all that good. But just saying, like, all the characters returning from both eras of the show, from Korra and The Last Airbender, really cool. I'd love to see more of the show come out. That'll be absolutely fantastic. But yeah, poor Aang, just getting messed up. Got another fighting game here as well, kind of in a similar vein, and I'm a lot more confident in this one. And this is Marvel Token Fighting Souls by Arc System Works, published by PlayStation. So a little bit more confident just from Arc System Works and PlayStation working on this one. And I really want to get more into like the Marvel fighting games. Marvel is a little bit done at this point. It's been around for a long time, and some of the stuff's becoming a little bit stale, but there's something just so retro about Marvel versus Capcom. And I was actually playing the original game on my father-in-law's arcade today. He built an arcade and he's got like thousands of games on it, and I went to like the fighting game section and found like all of the Capcom games, from Street Fighter to Marvel vs. Capcom 1 and 2. And I was playing that today. It's just so good. Just like the sprites look amazing, and that game just plays so well still. So I want to play that game more, and I like a modern day release with like a beautiful anime art style, and just how fast it all looks. It looks like a lot of fun. I can see myself getting into this one. It looks fantastic, and I'm very confident in just who's making it. So fingers crossed. But yeah, it looks like a lot of fun. I love seeing the Marvel characters in this new look as well. Like seeing like Captain America and Spider-Man in anime. Hell yes, something different that we don't get from really any other product from Marvel. So I'm all about it. So I'll definitely probably pick this up on Steam. Probably I can see myself putting my Legion Go down just on the table and putting the fight pad in front of it, playing it that way, and playing it right here on the desk. I think it'll be a good desk game. But I would like to play it. And I get Steam Machine as well. Might get a Steam Machine depending on the price later this year. All right, now this is where I've moved Resident Evil Requiem 24. Before I play this, I need to play, at least in my mind's eye, Resident Evil 2 Remake and 4 Remake. I want to play them, and then we might move to this, just because of like, I guess the relations of the characters and things that are in it. And I did play a bit of 7, and I don't have too much interest in doing Village, just because people aren't super hot on that game. So yeah, I reckon play through those first and we'll see where we are. This once again is on there probably more or less because of the Switch 2 port. It's coming to the Switch 2 on day one. Like I said, Capcom, amazing support for the Nintendo system. So yeah, that's kind of there for that. I would like just to play it on Switch 2 for that reason, see how the port is. Now, this is another game I don't know anything about. This is one that I just found on Steam a couple of days ago It's called Carmageddon Rogue Shift. And the description is Carmageddon smashes back with brutal roguelike vehicular combat mayhem. Jesus, I'm getting tired. It's getting late here, guys. Adapt, upgrade, and unleash destruction on post-apocalyptic zombie hordes. The legacy lives on, reinvented and unforgiving. So, like I said, I'm really into my racing games. I want that easy pick up and play nature, and roguelikes are really good for that. So the idea of like doing a car combat run or a racing run, where I'm doing a run, seeing how far I can get without getting exploded or getting taken down by zombies. I'm like, that sounds like a fantastic concept. So apart from that description and the trailer that I'm watching here on Steam, I really don't know too much about it. It looks good though. So this would be a great game for the Legion Go just to pick up and play through. Just see if I can do a run here and there, kind of similar how I play Hades. Just, do a run, see how far I can get, cool, put it down. And it's just like it's easy session game to pick up and put down. So it's on the wish list. This will be one that I'll check out reviews. Hopefully there'll be a demo available around launch, see how it goes. But it's coming out very soon, the 7th of Feb. So a few weeks away. And yeah, definitely on the wish list, see how it goes. It's on all platforms, including Switch 2 that I can see here. So it'll be a good handheld game on either of my handhelds. So pretty good. This game just came out actually at number 26, Escape from Ever After. And it's just like a Paper Mario-like RPG. And it looks absolutely fantastic. Like I said, it just came out. So the reviews here on Steam are very positive with 105 reviews. So yeah, the game looks great. What's the description? Fight against capitalism in this satirical adventure RPG with a greedy megacorp from the real world starts taking over fairy tales for their cheap labor. A newly hired storybook hero must climb the corporate ladder, rally together with other disgruntled employees and fight back. Okay, that sounds like a kind of a really fun premise. That's really cool. Awesome. So the developers are Sleepy Castle Studio and Wing It Creative. So man, that's definitely on my that's another one for the wish list, just to stay there. It's not even that expensive. It's like $30. Oh, it's 20% off at the moment. It's $26.50 Australian. So yeah, it sounds great. That sounds really good. The only thing for me is like an RPG. It's probably more the time commitment than anything, rather than the price. So it'll be one of those things I'll look at later in the year, see how long it is, see how, I guess, what people think of it, all of that. But this is a recommendation, actually, I got from listening to Seth Sergil on the Nintendo Drive. So at 27, a platformer called Big Hops. And I don't know, it just looks really cute. I got it, I was listening to Seth, he's played it, he's got a video on his channel I watched last year, and it just looks like a fun 3D platformer with like a different, like, I guess, kind of like Mario Odyssey mechanics. Like you got like the dive, you got like a bunch of different movements that you can do. And I love like sort of the cartoony art style, playing as a frog, using your tongue to grab, I guess, interact with the things. Oh yeah, it's in the trailer. You can do like puzzles with it and pick up items and throw them out, swing off of it. Yeah, it looks like really entertaining. So that game came out the 13th of January, so it's been out for a couple of weeks. So yeah, man, that's on the wish list. How much is it? Just under $30. Yeah, that's not too bad. Yeah, it's just one of those things where I've got like so many games just lined up, ready to play. So yeah, that's definitely a good one for the wish list. This is another one where I just randomly found it. I was looking at the Game Informer release schedule, and this one, Love Eternal, came out, and it's like a horror 2D pixel art game. It looked really intriguing. What's it say here? Wandered the castle built of bitter memories in Love Eternal, a psychological horror platformer with devious trials and unsettling experimental narrative. Find a way out or live in shelter forevermore. So yeah, it's just like a really unsettling platformer with like, yeah, just like these cutscenes that I'm watching now, just really disturbing. So yeah, I added it to the wish list. It's down towards the end, but comes out on the 20th of February. Oh yeah, so a bit under a month. So yeah, we'll see what price it is and people's impressions of it. But yeah, it looks very unsettling game. For me, it will just come down to length. Like if I can play this like in 4 hours, beautiful. But I don't need this experience to be even 8 hours. You know, I don't need like a yeah, I don't need it to last that long. So it comes down to length, more or less for me. All right, now we come down to games that don't even have release dates. And I'll go through these like a little bit quicker. A game that I saw at PAX called Wax Heads. And this really reminds me of Coffee Talk, just in the way that, you're running a shop. In this case, you've got like this music store. You're selling records. People are coming in, talking about music, asking for recommendations, and you're giving recommendations of records and albums to pick up. And I looked at this and went, this looks really cool. Like, if they can be even half as interesting as the characters from Coffee Talk, and obviously the premise of it is what's going on here? Is really cool. So yeah, definitely it's on the wish list. No release date 2026. Another game from PAX Australia that I saw was called How Was Your Day? And what was this? So after her beloved dog Beans vanished and 13-year-old Daya finds herself trapped in a nightmarish time loop, each day reveals darker secrets in the sleepy town of Lakeview. Nothing and no one is what it seems. Groundhog Day meets Stranger Things in this supernatural thriller set in 80s New Zealand. And yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. I'm trying to remember like exactly where in PAX I saw this, but basically a bunch of game developers from New Zealand have like a booth together, and they show off like some absolutely fantastic games coming out of New Zealand. And this game, obviously, I'm a massive fan of like these narrative games. So yeah, I'll be interested to see how this turns out. It's got no release date even this year announced, so this could be a game that's a long way away. 31, we got Blue Skies. This game is very much inspired, if not just completely ripping off Star Fox, and it looks absolutely fantastic as well. Just from the screenshots and everything, just a really anime cartoony version of Star Fox. It looks awesome. It's just a game that Nintendo wasn't going to make, so somebody's got to make it. So this is it. And this one's been on the wish list for a little while. Doesn't say anything about 2026 here, but we'll see. Let's go to some gameplay to see if there's anything that I'm missing. But yeah, it's got like the animals, the characters talking to one another, and yeah, it just looks fantastic. So hopefully it turns out good. Please turn out good. Pinball Hero. So this is another roguelike, but it's a pinball roguelike. I saw this one at PAX, coming out Q2 of 2026, and I really enjoy pinball games. Like I said, I just want these session games to pick up and play. So the idea of roguelike, just upgrades and all this stuff into the genre of pinball should be quite good for handheld. So developed and published by Lazy Bones. So I think it's Australian, I assume. Not quite sure, but they were at PAX Australia. 32, Pedal Runner. No release date for this one either, but an RPG set in just really stunning Game Boy Color pixel art style. Hop on your bike and join Callie and Kari as they explore the sun-soaked city of Sapphire Valley and train to become pedal runners. Make deliveries, meet new friends, play minigames, and discover a wholesome slice of life story about growing up and letting go. So man, I mean, if it's like a touching story and this kind of, Pokemon Game Boy Color art style, ooh, baby. Looking forward to it. So yeah, another game that survived the PAX culling. Memento, and this is pretty much just unpacking how you're going through different rooms of the house and just like decorating it. It looks pretty cool. See what story they tell along the way. I think Unpacking was quite a powerful story about this young woman who's growing up, and you can just see it through the environmental storytelling of seeing the rooms in her house as she gets older and moves to different places. So yeah, I really enjoyed that experience back a couple of years ago, so I'd love to play another one. A Foodomania, and another sort of pixel art RPG. And these are honestly, when it comes to indie games, you get me with a really awesome pixel art style. That's what drags me in, because when I see indie developers that are going for impressive Unreal 5 graphics, it's like it never grabs me. Like, the graphics that are going to impress me are going to come from the companies that have far too much money, like a PlayStation or EA or whatever, like with Battlefield and all this stuff. Like, so when it comes to like independent developers from like a small team, yeah, this is what I want a game to look like. And at PAX, I was like just going through their art books, just seeing all of the artwork for the game they got made, and it looks really cool. So play as 2 personified food girls and fight mold people in space. Explore a whimsy galactic food-themed society rich in flavor, engage in absurd pun-filled combat, and save the galaxy from mold infection. But mold people used to be food people. Maybe there's another way. Maybe. And yeah, this will be one where like honestly closer to launch, it's like one of those things like, is it going to be long? Do I have the time to fit it in between like my massive backlog, all the stuff coming to Switch 2 that I want to keep up with, like Nintendo games and everything? It's like it is one of those things. I do feel sorry for indie developers trying just to get their name out there and everything, but we'll see how it pans out closer. But all right, we'll go through these ones quickly. These are just 2 Pokemon likes. So Disc Creatures World and Razimon. I put them on the wish list because they've got the pixel art, they've got the monster capture sort of mechanic. They're Pokemon games, so we'll see how they turn out. And last but not least, but another game that really caught my eye at PAX a couple of years ago, and this one's My Arms Are Longer Now. It's just like I'll read the description and I'll talk about it. But you are a yucky, long-armed thief. Snake through levels, interact like a vacuum cord, or put a sock on to seduce a lonely guard. Whatever it takes to pull off the perfect heist. So you're just this big, long, bendy arm, and you're a hand, and you're just like snaking through these environments. So the one that I played at PAX, and that I'm watching the trailer of right now, there's like a train carriage. There's people sitting on the train carriage, and you've got like tasks. So you've got to like let the cat out of the cage, and you've got to do it stealthily without like its owner seeing. And it's got like just this. It's got the same art style pretty much as like Thank Goodness You're Here, if you remember that game. Just a really funny cartoony art style. So yeah, I'm intrigued to give this a go. No release date announced, but it's developed and published by Toot Games. So yeah, that's the last on my list for this year. The rest are games that are already out this year. They're just on my wish list waiting for a sale, including the Steam machine to play some of these games. We'll see what the price of that's going to be. But yeah, that is my Steam wish list. Ran over from my most excited to I guess my least excited, but it got a little bit hard towards the end, especially like these games that don't have release dates or any of that, but they're there for when they release. I'll see how much they cost, and we'll go through it that way. But guys, that brings us to the end. This took a lot longer than I thought it would. If you got to this point, I really do appreciate it. If you would like to let me know what your most anticipated games for 2026 are, I'd love to hear them. Or if there are any games that I need to know about and I haven't put on my list. Obviously, like I said, Switch exclusives or PlayStation exclusives weren't on this list, but for the most part, on the Nintendo side, that I'm really excited for, Pokopia, like I said at the very start, yeah, just an Animal Crossing-like cozy Pokemon game. I wanted a game like that for a very long time. And Wolverine. I'm not the biggest Wolverine fan, but I love my action games from Insomniac. So, yeah, I'm just a big fan of the PlayStation Studios. So I'm kind of interested in it just for those reasons. But yeah, until next time, guys, really appreciate it. And I'll see you for another iDrewby Live later on. But until then, we'll catch you later.